Manifestation has been called the secret to everything. Millions of people swear by it. Billions of dollars have been made selling it. And the scientific community has largely dismissed it as wishful thinking dressed up in spiritual language. But here is what both sides are getting wrong. The people selling manifestation are overstating what it does. The scientists dismissing it are ignoring what it actually does. Because buried underneath the vision boards, the affirmations, the 369 methods, and the law of attraction, there is real, measurable, peer-reviewed psychology that explains why some of these practices produce genuine results for the people who use them. Not because the universe is responding to your vibration, because your brain is. And your brain, as you're about to discover, is significantly more powerful than any manifestation guru has ever given it credit for. The conventional manifestation story goes something like this. Your thoughts emit a frequency. The universe responds to that frequency. Think positively and positive things are attracted toward you. Think negatively and you attract negative experiences. This is the law of attraction, popularized by the book and film, The Secret, embraced by millions, rejected by almost every peer-reviewed scientist who has examined it, and for good reason. The idea that your thoughts emit a literal frequency that the physical universe responds to has no scientific basis whatsoever. But here is the crucial distinction that almost nobody makes. Just because the explanation is wrong doesn't mean the results are impossible. Because when you strip away the mystical framework, when you remove the universe, the frequency, the vibration, what you're left with is a set of psychological practices that do something very real to the human brain. And understanding what that is changes everything about how you use them. Your brain receives approximately 11 million bits of information every single second. Your conscious mind can process approximately 50 of them. The rest gets filtered out before it ever reaches your awareness. The system responsible for deciding what makes it through is called the reticular activating system, a network of neurons at the base of your brain that acts as your personal relevance filter. Its entire function is to decide what is worth your attention and what to ignore. And here is where manifestation becomes genuinely interesting. Your reticular activating system takes its instructions from what you consistently tell your brain matters. When you write your goals 3 times every morning, 6 times every afternoon, and 9 times every night, you are not sending signals to the universe. You are sending signals to your reticular activating system. You are telling it, this is important. Find evidence of this. Show me every opportunity connected to this goal. And your brain obeys. Not by attracting new things into your reality, by making you notice things that were always in your reality but previously filtered out as irrelevant. 1. The 369 method. The 369 method is perhaps the most widely practiced manifestation technique right now. Inspired by a quote attributed to Nikola Tesla, though no verified source has ever confirmed he said it, the method is simple. Write your goal 3 times every morning, 6 times every afternoon, 9 times every night, for 21 days without missing once. Supporters describe it as aligning with the universe's energy. What it actually does is significantly more interesting. Writing the same goal 18 times every day does 3 specific things to your brain. First, it activates your reticular activating system around that specific goal, making your brain filter for relevant opportunities. Second, the physical act of handwriting engages significantly more neural regions than typing, including areas responsible for memory encoding and emotional processing. Your goal isn't just recorded, it's embedded. Third, 21 days of consistent practice begins the process of habit encoding, where the behavior starts to become automatic rather than effortful. None of this requires cosmic alignment. All of it requires your brain doing exactly what it was already designed to do. 2. Visualization. Visualization is the manifestation technique with the strongest scientific foundation, and the research behind it comes not from spiritual teachers but from elite sports psychology. In a landmark study at the Cleveland Clinic, researchers asked participants to visualize performing specific physical exercises without actually moving. After 4 weeks, the group who only visualized showed a 13.5% increase in muscle strength. No physical training, just mental rehearsal. Neuroscientist Joe Dispenza, whose work sits at the intersection of neuroscience and manifestation, has documented through brain imaging that a vividly imagined experience activates the same neural circuits as a real one. Your brain does not distinguish between something that happened and something you have repeatedly and vividly imagined. This is why athletes rehearse performances mentally before they happen physically. This is why therapists use visualization to treat phobias, having patients imagine the feared situation repeatedly until the neural response changes. And this is why manifestation teachers who instruct their followers to visualize their goals with as much sensory detail as possible are accidentally right for completely the wrong reasons. 3. Affirmations. Affirmations are perhaps the most misunderstood manifestation practice, and the reason most people get no results from them is specific and fixable. Telling yourself, "I am wealthy and successful," when your current reality is the opposite, creates what psychologists call cognitive dissonance. Your brain immediately rejects the statement as false, and a statement your brain rejects as false has zero psychological impact. But research by psychologist Claude Steele on self-affirmation theory shows something genuinely powerful. Affirmations that focus on your values rather than your outcomes, statements about who you are rather than what you have, do produce measurable changes in how the brain processes threat and challenge. The difference is specific. Wrong, "I am a millionaire." Right, "I am someone who makes disciplined financial decisions." Wrong, "I am confident." Right, "I am someone who acts despite feeling uncertain." The first type your brain rejects. The second type your brain can actually believe, and belief is where all psychological change begins. 4. Vision boards. Vision boards are widely mocked by people who have never studied the psychology behind why they occasionally work. And occasionally work is the honest assessment. When a vision board works, here is the mechanism. It is not the universe delivering what you pinned. It is your reticular activating system being consistently primed by daily visual exposure to images of your goals. Every time you look at your vision board, you are reinforcing what your brain's filter should be scanning for. The problem with most vision boards, and the reason most produce no results whatsoever, is that people create them and rarely look at them. A vision board you glance at twice a year does nothing. A vision board you look at for 60 seconds every single morning while genuinely feeling the emotional state of having achieved those goals is activating both your reticular activating system and your brain's emotional encoding simultaneously. That combination is genuinely powerful. Not because the images are transmitting your desires to the universe, because you are training your brain's filter while anchoring the goal to a strong emotional state, and emotionally tagged information is retained and prioritized by the brain above everything else. Here is what all of this comes down to. Manifestation as it is sold, think it and the universe delivers it, is not real. But the practices underneath it, consistent goal focus, vivid mental rehearsal, value-based affirmations, daily visual priming, these produce real, measurable, neurologically documented changes in how your brain operates. The people who get results from manifestation techniques are not tapping into cosmic energy. They are accidentally running evidence-based psychological protocols without knowing that's what they're doing. And here is the uncomfortable truth that nobody in the manifestation space wants to say out loud. The universe is not the variable that determines whether these practices work. You are. Specifically, your consistency, your emotional engagement, your willingness to take action on the opportunities your reticular activating system is now trained to notice. Manifestation without action is just daydreaming with better branding. But manifestation as a framework for consistently directing your brain's attention toward a specific outcome while taking aligned action, that is something neuroscience can stand behind. Let me leave you with this. Every technique we covered today, the 3-6-9 method, visualization, affirmations, vision boards, they all share one mechanism. They direct your brain's attention consistently and repeatedly toward a specific outcome. And a brain whose attention is consistently directed towards something finds evidence of it, notices opportunities for it, encodes information relevant to it above everything else. That is not magic. That is not the universe. That is the most sophisticated biological filter ever created. Your brain, doing exactly what it was designed to do when given clear, consistent, emotionally anchored instructions. The question was never whether manifestation works. The question was always, what is actually doing the work? Now you know. And knowing the mechanism makes you significantly better at using it. If this changed how you see every manifestation practice you've ever heard of, Share it with someone still waiting for the universe to deliver what their brain could build for them. Subscribe to Mind Patterns, because understanding your mind at this level is where everything finally starts to make sense.